So, do you want to be sold to by a woman, or do you want to be sold to as a woman?
So yes, with the dealerships, we are predominantly dealing with gentlemen, and gentlemen selling us our vehicles. So females are 49% of the collective having a driving license. My thought would be, how do we try and work in getting more ladies selling vehicles, especially electric vehicles, to the 49 collective, and then also providing that customer trust? Because is it we're just so used to having being sold a vehicle by a gentleman? Would we be more likely to buy a car from somebody that we trusted more, such as ladies? So, we can have we can have the signage, we can have the accessibility, we can have the bays slightly wider because we've got to get pushchairs out and things like that, and that isn't necessarily taken into consideration. The EV vehicles are also a lot bigger as well, so the spaces do need to be bigger. So, yeah, for me, I would just love to see more females selling us 49% are EV vehicles in the future.
I know that there's really interesting and great analysis that's done on whether it's like job adverts or websites, or the way that people browse and read things and interpret things can be different depending on your gender. So sort of trying to make the way that things are sold and the elements of those things that are emphasized more gender neutral is a good place to start. And again, having the opportunity to, when you are, if it's a lease, for example, talking on the phone to or almost like having a choice of salespeople. Who do you want to talk to about this, your lease with us? Something like that could even just be a good start. Because I imagine there's probably women out there who aren't fussed, don't mind. Maybe it's not impacting them and they don't mind. But then some of us who would love to have a bit more of a kind of bit more tailored, or like you say, a sort of more relatable experience when we do that.
Um, Women shop differently, and I would love to see the dealership experience change, the third party subscription channels change, the used vehicles, because I like to go into a shop. I hate online shopping, but that is my personal preference, and other people might feel differently. I want to go in, I want to touch things, I want to feel things, I want to sit in the car, I want to open the doors, I want to know how quietly things shut. Especially if I'm having to get my niece out of the car and she's sleeping, is it going to slam shut? Is it going to shut quietly? How loud can I get my music for those days where I'm roaring up the M1 and I just want to, chill out to my favorite podcast, Gary, or bang out some tunes? It's such a personal thing buying a car.
Is 9 times out of 10, right, if there is a male or a female, I don't know where the statistics are, but mostly, right, you'll go into a dealership, right, the wife and the girlfriend or whatever, the male and the female are there. 9 times out of 10, it will be the female that says yes or no. And the man will say, "Oh, yeah, 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 I wanted this, I want this, and da, da, da." But the female will go, "Well, no, because I can't do this with it and I can't do that with it. And I'm the one that's driving it most of the time," and all this kind of thing. So it is, and I don't think they realise that statistic. That, I mean, whenever I've bought a new car, I've gone to my husband, "Oh, I like that," and he said, "Oh, you know, you're the one that's going to be driving it most of the time." The dealership will go, "Mr. Swift, what do you think of the vehicle?" and will not look at me,
And even
So it's a
advertising.
education as well for the gentleman. Yeah, it'd be lovely to have more women in, but the education as well.
But all the advertisement is aimed at men as well, which is so stupid to me. It's such a backwards thing, because when the women are, the majority of decision makers in a family household, why wouldn't we be targeting the advertisement towards women who are driving?
So, do you want to be sold to by a woman, or do you want to be sold to as a woman?
I would rather be sold to as a person. So actually look at me as a person, not a woman, just as a person, and for somebody to come to me and say, "What are you looking for? What's important to you?" what would you like your vehicle to do?
You
Yeah.
won't
And to
assume.
actually talk to me. And most ladies will feel comfortable talking to another lady, whereas a gentleman will sometimes come in and they have these preconceptions. Whereas I don't think when a woman is selling, even, me being in business development, I look at the person and I try and find out and solve their issues. Whereas a car dealership, they want to try and get that across the line as quick as possible. And they think potentially, generalizing here, but they potentially feel that, oh, well, if I talk to the man, I'm going to get a bigger, quicker decision, when in actual fact, that's not the case. So long and short of it, no, I want to be spoken to as a person, by a person, ideally a woman. Sorry.